Hey guys, what's going on? Lucky here. So, I'm going to do a little video on the wagon. I don't even know what we're calling this thing. It's just a Coyote wagon. Insert howling right there. So here it is. We just got done driving it all the way down to San Clemente, to the South OC Cars and Coffee, which was an amazing event. I went online. If you go on Instagram and check them out, South OC Cars and Coffee, it's just a bunch of pictures, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of pictures. They've been doing it for years, of supercars, of Bugattis, and you know, whatever, just ultra cars, stuff that is just next level. So I was thinking, who picked this place to go to? Don't let Instagram detour you. We went to that, and there was just as many very, very approachable cars, shall we call them, like my rusty wagon. Oh, Rusty Nutz. I think that's what I've been calling it, right, Joey? Yeah. Joey's over there. Rusty Nutz. So butternuts and rusty nuts. Either way, we drove it down there. Me and Alex jumped on the freeway, rolled down there, rolled through Newport, Laguna, and the Gal, I think, and a bunch of other very nice communities, right? Yeah. And yeah, we stood out like sore thumbs. But we had a good time. I discovered, now I've never driven a later model Mustang and didn't realize that park, reverse, neutral, drive. I just go click, click, click. I know I'm in drive, I'm going forward, that should be it. However, if you go to the next drive, that's apparently track mode or something. Is that right?
Sport mode.
Sport mode, yeah. So, FYI, 63 Galaxie Wagon with a Coyote in it and 6-speed and sport mode is a recipe for a good time. If you have the opportunity to do it, I suggest you do it. Either way, we were doing that with this. Me and Alex having a good time. That's going to be an upcoming episode of Hot Rod Garage. It was going to be season 12, episode 2 is when we Coyote swapped this thing, and that's the payoff for it. However, now we're back in town. I'm like, hey, let's go get some parts. Me and Joey jump in the thing, and we're like, go get some parts. We went to Earl's. Yep. You know, there was a window in traffic to be able to get across the lanes and get on the freeway, so I had to take advantage of that. I just go down one click, I roll into the gas, and I go to expeditiously get to whatever the posted speed limit is. It's a good time. Remember when we put this car together, stock rear differential? Therein lies the rub. So here it is on the lift, there it is with the differential. I will say it is a Coyote. There should be a involved somewhere. However, that should not be inside the rear differential. And today it was. And you know what? We can't even say it was like some Hellcat we were racing. No. Some guy in an SUV pulled up next to me, accelerated aggressively. And I was just like, 1, 2, 3, go! He winked. I saw he blinked. Either way, we got the better of him, and technically I think he's probably got the better of us. Either way, this thing's coming apart. Literally coming apart. Yeah. So, yeah, rear end's out. It happens. What are you gonna do? Here's a look of all the Ride Tech goodness in here. 4-link converted. Used to be a leaf spring that went from here to the leaf spring hangers that are still there. I don't know why I left them in. I'm going to cut them out now. That's extra weight. Or maybe I'll put wheels on them. Maybe. Wheelie bars under the bumper. It could happen. There's some of Hex's handiwork. There's some of nature's handiwork. That floor is bad. However, speaking of handiwork, it won't be too long until the body comes off the frame. The frame heads out to sandblasting, powder coating after some modifications are done to it, and all the suspension gets redone. And then direct your attention directly above my office, above the kernel over there. And that box wrapped in blue is a complete floor pan, including reinforcements and inner rockers from Auto Metal Direct. Shout out to Auto Metal Direct for hooking me up on a great deal on that stuff. And then having it shipped here really quick a year ago. And it had been sitting up there all this whole time. But either way, right now it's so much fun to drive. I'm gonna get this rear end fixed, get back into the streets, have some fun, get it sort of engineered, figured out, see what it does need and doesn't need. I am ordering the leveling sensors. If you guys are gonna get the Air Ride from Ride Tech, go ahead and just spend the money and get the leveling sensors and attach them so you don't have to do the leveling. Their processor does the leveling for you, because there's nothing more embarrassing than rolling down the freeway in the left lane and your car's sagging to the left. It just seems weird, or to the right. Get the leveling sensors. You set it where you want it. It stays there all the time. So that's it for right now. We're gonna get the rear end apart, see what's howling in there, and then add to this video as needed. I'll be right back. Okay, so me and John McGann, not Sticks McGann, actually went over and picked up the rear end from Frank's, South Bay 4x4. He was available. Got me in and out in one day. It was cool. Took the housing, once Frank took it apart, the housing was pretty foul, full of some sort of varnish or syrup. So I took that over to Velio's and I had him hot tank it. Then I painted black. Now we're gonna put it back. I set it up on jack stands on my little roll around cart. And I think probably pretty close to lined up. We'll find out right now. I had to lower that down just far enough to get over the drive shaft. Now we should be Okay, axles are in, backing plates are cleaned up. I gotta straighten up a couple little brackets right here, the dust covers, I guess, splash guards, I don't know what those are. I built up some new brake lines, just used some the CAD plated stuff that they have, or I think it's just called flash CAD, but either way, just regular steel line, no stainless or nothing. This isn't the final rear end. What else? Yeah, I got spring kits were not available, so I got to use some of the old springs, some of the new ones, but I got new linings for them, and I think new adjusters, new wheel cylinders. So I'm going to throw all that stuff in right now. Either way, my target was to be driving this thing by the end of the week and free up the lift so I can get other jobs back up on the lift, and it's working out perfect. Lines look pretty decent. Rattle can the rear end. I didn't bother sandblasting or grinding it or anything. Yeah, pretty happy with it. Anyway, more progress. Okay, brakes are bled. Mark, yes, rest. Mark stopped by to help out. It's a 2-man operation on this puppy. Technically a 3-man operation because the reservoir went dry because it only holds a cup of brake fluid. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Either way, all together, all the brakes are bled, the wheels are on. Pro tip, if your car is too low, you jack up one side as high as you can, the other side will actually peek out below the wheel well. With air ride's a little trickier. We put it all the way up in the air, let all the air out of the rear bags, and then just used a, which one is this, Samuel L. jack stand?
Samuel L. jack stand.
Samuel L. You sure that's not Janet jack stand?
Not Michael or Janet?
It could be Michael jack stand. Either way, just use that to jack up one side, made the other side peek out. Worked out fine. Now, we're gonna put it on the ground, torque the wheels. I did find a rattle. When we drove it down to San Clemente the other day, one of these only had one bolt holding it, and then this one is rattling. So I'm going to tighten those up, maybe take a couple out of here and put the other side on. But other than that, I think we're good. Also, as I have a little bit of an oil leak, and I'm gonna do a video short on how to change the drain plug without draining the oil. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna put at the end of this video some footage of us, what are we doing, test driving?
Gonna break in the rear end.
Well, yeah, we're gonna actually have to break in the rear end, new ring gears. You don't wanna just start pounding on it right away. You're supposed to let it go through a couple of heat cycles, get on the freeway, drive for a half hour, shut it off, let it cool down. So basically go to lunch in San Clemente, half hour, 45 minutes away.
Yeah, it's a good break.
Have a little snack, and then hop in it and, still go south, why not? And there's a good chance we're gonna end up at the casino. You never know. Let it cool off while we're at the casino, and then drive it home. And then by the time we get back, we'll be able to see if this thing has some two-tire fire. Oh, that's a good question for you. Me and Alex have this little debate. She calls it a 2-tire fire. I call it a 2-tire fryer. So what do you guys call it? Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tag, tell a friend, share, and whatever else you guys are doing out there. See ya.